Hello everyone, welcome to Tabletop Anthologies. We're playing Call of Cthulhu today. We have Wolf with us today and Hades. I'm going to start with a little bit of a description of you guys as characters. So go ahead and take it away, Wolf. You're muted.
Starting the game off right then.
Yeah.
I'm Tony Blackwell. I live outside of Arkham, out on a farm. Used to belong to my pappy and my mammy. Take care of my little brother out there. But my main thing is I do the shining a little bit and do a little bit of running up north. Coming up back down from Canada with some of that fine Canada whiskey, bring it on into Arkham. That's pretty much who I am.
All right. And Hades, who are you playing as today?
I'm Gerald Fairbrass. I grew up on the streets of New York, where I learned to fence items. I wouldn't say I have low morals. I do have a set of morals. I don't try to cheat anybody, but I do move stolen goods. So if I can do that fairly, that brings less heat back on me. I don't want anybody getting pissed that I gave them a poor price on something and coming back and causing issues for me.
Right.
So I do take my job seriously.
All right. So with that, let's get started. You guys have been hired through a mutual acquaintance by a Gerald Fraser. His son has gone missing, and he set up a meeting with you two in a cafe in Arkham. So that's where you are heading right now. It's the evening. It's a Friday right now in the evening during the fall of 1922. So you're at the cafe in Arkham right now. You walk in the front door, both of you together, and you immediately spot Gerald sitting over in the corner. He's a very well-dressed man sitting off on his own. You can tell he probably doesn't want to be seen around you guys in public, and that's why he's kind of tucked away back in the corner. He's sitting over there smoking his pipe and has a nice hat laying on the table too. What do you do?
Just walk on up and my friend Jerry here look down at the table and say, you looking for us?
You must be Mr. Blackwell and
Tony's
Mr.
Tony's
Fairbrass. Tony it is. You can call me Gerald.
You can call me Jerry.
All right, please sit.
Jerry, after you, bro.
I pull a chair out, sit down, and slide up politely, straighten out my suit jacket, and sit straight. And
All right.
I'd pull out my cigar, go ahead and light up there at the table.
Gerald reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out an envelope, slides it across the table.
Does it look like that's in advance, or does it look like we're supposed to open it now?
He motions towards it. Go ahead.
Jerry, you go ahead, man. You got a better head on your shoulders than I do.
So I reach out and pull it close so that I can open it and look at it. Have my partner Tony here look at it, but not out and open for anybody standing around to be able to read.
So when you open it, Gerald speaks up. That there is a $200 retainer, and you'll also find a picture of my son in there, James Fraser. I also wrote on the back a short description of him with the description of his vehicle and the license plate number as well.
When's the last time you seen your son, sir?
Well, it's been a little while, but I talked to him just recently. He said he was on his way down to Kingsport, and he was wanting to stop at a motel for the night before he reached that city. So I haven't heard from him since then. Been about a week.
So I'd pull out a little piece of paper and a stub of a pencil and say, "What'd you say, Kingsport?
Yes, Kingsport.
When was that? Sorry."
About a week ago.
Okay.
He said he was feeling tired and was going to stop at the first motel he found. I imagine he was taking the direct route down the highway from Arkham to Kingsport.
Hey, yeah, I know that route.
No, he should have just stayed in school. He was really missing his sweetheart, and you know how young kids are.
Is he? Well, yeah, I kind of do. My brother's pretty young, but is he at the university here?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Bunch of weird shit goes on over there.
So I hear.
Yeah.
Is there any other information I can provide you gentlemen? And he begins kind of looking around, making sure no one else is really watching as you guys discuss this.
You worried about something, son?
No, of course not. I'm worried about my son.
You looking pretty antsy there for a, I'm sure you being a pappy and losing, your boy and everything's pretty
Yes.
hair raising, but you look like you're being followed or something, son. What's going on?
No, it's nothing at all. I assure you. Roll psychology, both of you.
Just as an out of character side note, I like Foundry. I like that you can double click on your stuff, and so I'll be looking forward to using this.
Yeah,
you said psychology, yeah?
Yes. Yep, psychology. Yeah, and I wanted to mention to our viewers we are using Foundry Tabletop for the first time. It's been really great. Still learning it a little bit, so we might have some technical difficulties here and there, but I'm going to try and not let it interrupt the gameplay. Alright, so it looks like Anthony failed. But Gerald, you succeeded. And that would be an extreme success, actually. So Gerald, you can tell that he definitely seems uncomfortable, which is obvious, but he's not fully telling the truth there with what he just said.
Then I lean in a little bit and say, I understand this is a personal situation for you, but anything you don't tell us can delay us or stop us from finding your son. So you need to be forthcoming with any information you have.
Well, I don't mean to be rude, but you understand you aren't quite the most savory types, and I don't want to be seen.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. To be honest, I mean, just because I live on a farm doesn't mean I'm anybody, out there or anything. I think I provide a service to this town that everybody kind of loves, don't you?
Of course. I don't mean any offense by it. I just we both and he just continues stuttering and he seems to have trouble regaining his composure at this point.
Look. I'll give you one because you lost your kid, but there's a level of respect that needs to come around these places too. You know what I mean?
Of course.
We're respectable businessmen.
And I'll even I'll throw in some more money for your trouble at once you find my son. So I'll raise the price to $600 once $600 more dollars in addition to the retainer once you find him.
So I have to ask though, what has you so concerned that you're coming to people that you feel are an unsavory type that you didn't just go to the law with this?
Our mutual acquaintance said you two are great with discretion. So I wouldn't want to.
That's why we need more detail.
I wouldn't want to take these matters to the police if there's no real concern. Perhaps my son just run off, and you can track him down. I don't want to tarnish our name here in Arkham. Is there any other information I can provide?
That's understandable, and I can understand why you came to us. But Jerry here is right. Anything that you're withholding from us could lead into not being able to find your boy. So if you're holding back something, you might as well just spill the beans because you just said you came to us because of discretion. not because we're the police or anything.
Right.
So, what do you got? You're holding back. So what you got?
I wish I had more information for you. I assure you, it's just I'm not used to such situations, and that's where my discomfort stems from. I apologize.
What's your boy's girlfriend's name?
I don't rightly know. I have not yet met
Bob?
the young woman. Oh, you're quite a character, Mr. Blackwell.
All right.
So
Jerry?
all we know is that he may have gone off to Kingsport.
Yes. Yes, it is my hope that he's in Kingsport safe and sound, and you two can track him down. As I said, the only place I know that he was going to stop is some motel on the way there.
It's on the direct route. Do you know the name of it?
He didn't give me a name. I believe he was just going to stop at the first one he came across. Perhaps there's some maps you could consult. I'm hoping you'll know what trail to lead.
I've been up and down that route a couple times doing your unsavory business, as you put it. But Jerry, you got anything else, brother? Because we can take a ride if you want.
That's all the information we're going to get. Then we may as well get.
How we contact you, sir?
You have my telephone number, and otherwise can reach out through our mutual acquaintance.
All right.
It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for taking this job on. And he shakes your hand.
All right, good.
I straighten out my jacket again as I stand up and turn around.
Start walking out, say my hellos to people that no doubt know where that fabulous brew comes from.
Yeah.
With that roll at the beginning, right?
That Mountain Dew?
That Mountain Dew.
All right. So the picture you got, I have a handout for that. First time using a handout in Foundry. Let me know if that comes up for you when I click show players. All right.
Yep.
You see how I should be able to change permissions on this so you can view it at any time. All right, so that's the picture of James Fraser. On the back of it, it says his name, James Fraser, 6'2", blonde hair, brown eyes, drives a black Chrysler coupe, number plate AB1652.
Man, I just said, hold on.
All right.
He said, James, I had to put down my cigar. James, say again?
Fraser. Frazer.
Okay.
He's 6'2", blonde hair, brown eyes. I should have typed this into the handout here. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're all right.
He drives a black Chrysler coupe. Number plate is AB1652.
AB1652.
Yep.
Roger. All right.
And that's all that is written on the back of that. So what are you guys going to do from here?
Well, I look to Jerry and say, so Jerry, you ready to go for a ride?
Yeah, we may as well get heading and find that motel.
Yeah. How you been, by the way?
Business has been a little slow. That's why I needed to take on a job like this.
Well, I appreciate you hitting me up. So we just got to the end of harvest and got a little bit going on, but that kind of thing runs itself. So
Well, you've sent a few customers my way, so
good. Well, let's load up. I got some cigars underneath the seat if you're ready.
yep, I came ready to go.
Okay. So hop into the old Chevy. Which one did I buy? I bought a Chevy. Where's my sheet? I lost it.
Suburban?
Yes, I got a Suburban. I'm actually a time traveler, just in case you didn't know.
You have a Chevy Capital.
There you go. Yeah, Chevy Capital that's been modified. so took off the back and made it into a truck.
So, because you have driven this route before, you would know that there is a motel near a place called Squatter's Lake. That's directly on the way to Kingsport, and that probably would have been his first stop at a motel.
What's it called?
Squatter's Lake. And you're in Arkham right now. You're free to do any sort of research you want in Arkham, or you can start driving off and looking for this motel if you'd like.
How far away is Squatter's Lake?
So it will probably take you until late into the morning. So it's the evening right now on Friday. You'll probably show up there very early Saturday morning.
Do we know the Frasers from being around the town? Are they a big name that's familiar to us? Do we know what he does?
Through the mutual friend that you guys have, you know that he is a banker. So they aren't a huge name, but definitely a wealthy family.
Okay.
Well, we probably want to pick up some chow before we head out. A couple, maybe a canteen or two of water or something like that. You wanna look into anything, Jerry? Because me and Books don't really do too well. You know anything about this guy aside from they're well-to-do?
The only thing I would say look for ahead of time is I'd look for a good map of the area so that I know the route from here to. I mean, he knows the routes by driving them, but if I could get a traveler's map of the route from here to Kingsport.
Sure.
AAA map? I think AAA maps exist during this. No, I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure.
Back then, they hadn't earned the third day yet.
Yeah, you can easily acquire a map, and you find Squatter's Lake on there, and it like you said, a traveler's map. So it does show that would be the first motel stop, according to the call that Gerald had received from his son. If he were to stop at the first motel, it would have been that one.
Well, AAA had road maps in 1920. Sorry, I remember reading about that when I played. So.
Yeah, I would be satisfied with that since he wants discretion. I wouldn't go, looking around asking people about his son's name in this hometown because I'm sure that's the last thing he wants. So, I would turn to Tony here and say, I'm ready to hit the road. I think we shouldn't ask any questions till we get where we're going.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll pick up some chow and mosey on down the road.
All right. So, I might get some music going here.
Some road tunes?
Yeah, some nice mellow piano music for your road tunes. Like I said, it's autumn right now, the fall of 1922. You're in in New England, driving south from Arkham now. A lot of red and orange foliage as you drive down the dark highway. Eventually, the road turns to dirt, and you approach Squatter's Lake. It's been hours of driving at this point. It's early in the morning, probably around 4 a.m. Saturday morning. You approach Squatter's Lake, and the trees begin to clear. You see this very large kidney bean shaped lake, and in the indent of the kidney bean shaped lake is where the motel is sitting. It's a T-shaped motel, and you can see that there's a sign there where there's two wooden beams crossed an upside down V. The sign proclaims Squatter's Lake Motel in white paint on a black background. A second smaller wooden panel is attached to the bottom with the word vacancies, and that's in yellow writing on a red background. There's hemlock trees that surround the lake in abundance, almost touching the lake in the southwestern corner. The dirt road continues and cuts through the roads there, heading towards Kingsport to the south.
Oh, thank Jesus we got here, man. These long drives, we get to you a little bit, you know?
You go ahead and swing through the parking lot there, and let's see if we notice that Chrysler coupe.
Yep. Hold on.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up this handout here for you guys. You should be able to see that. That's essentially what I just described. There was the Squatter's Lake and the motel next to it.
Got it. So we'd pull around. I'd be driving us around the parking lot a little bit, you know.
All right. So as you pull up to the motel, there's not much of a parking lot. It's mostly just hard-packed dirt, but there is a chalk outline for some parking there. You see that on at least the western side of the hotel, where you see there's no other cars lined up at that side, but you do notice that there's a path leading around to the other side, so there's probably parking on the other side as well. The northern side of that T is where the reception is. You see a large window there that says vacancies and on a sign there. And there's also oil lanterns between each of the rooms that you can see on this western side of the motel. It's pretty apparent that there's no electrical lighting here.
You said there'd be more parking on the far side?
That's likely, yes. It looks like there's a path that goes around where there's been wheel mark, tires.
Marks.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for.
Gotcha.
Then I'd turn and say, let's go ahead and check the backside before we go talk with reception.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go.
All right. So you drive around the other side to the east, and there is definitely a small parking lot over here as well. The same hard-packed dirt with some chalk marking. On this side, there are two vehicles. Or I'm sorry, there's three vehicles here. One is a 1930. Or I'm sorry, not 1930. Not 1930. One is a yellow Buick Marquette. One is a Ford Model T pickup truck. And the other one, let's just say it's another Model T. So at this point, you're looking. You've pulled around, and you probably got your headlights shining on these other vehicles sitting here. What are you gonna do?
I'd say park, and since none of these vehicles are the one we're looking for, we'd go, and my first thought would be talk to the person behind the desk.
All right. So which side of the hotel are you going to park on?
Same side as the other cars.
Okay. All right, you park on the east side. The reception was back on the other side, though.
That's
Let me-
fine. I don't mind. We've been in a car for a couple hours now. I need to stretch my legs.
Let me put you over here. I think I moved the active scene to the motel map. Did that work for you guys?
Pulling it up right
Yep.
now, sorry. Yep, let me get rid of that.
All right, you should be there on the east side.
Yep.
All right, you're free to move around here. If you're going to the reception, like I said, it's on the west, the northern part of that T.
I'm just waiting for the one of us to step on something and say, roll initiative!
So where you're stepping now, you can see that these set of stairs here have a ramp built next to them, and there's also a couple of tapped oil canisters, oil barrels there next to the door.
Car oil or lantern oil?
Lantern oil.
Okay, makes sense.
All of the windows that you're passing by here are shuttered from the inside. You can move your guys a little faster, it's fine.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, I should have said that at first.
I was just being cautious, man.
Yeah. So as you get around there, you notice there's a ramp on this side as well, and there's a glass panel door and a large window that shows the reception area there. It's lit up inside. Unfortunately, with Foundry, I haven't figured out how to work windows yet, so you can't see in there. You'll have to actually step inside. But inside, I can describe what you see if you're looking through the window.
Yeah, let's.
Okay, so
what do we peek and see?
all right. So as I said, the door to the reception is glass paneled. There's a wide shuttered window to the right, but you're able to peek in if that's what you're doing. You can see light coming through the slits there. There's a vacancy sign hanging above the door. Inside, you can just barely make out that there's a wide wooden desk that's right in front of the window, pretty much. Behind that, there are 2 stuffed mounted boar's heads, and between them hangs a double-barrel shotgun. Below that, a rack of keys, probably for all the other rooms in the motel. There's also on the walls to the left and the right of the desk, they're covered in numbered license plates, just for decoration. Looking a little bit closer, you can tell that there's some dusty spots where it looks like plates have been taken down. Probably just, redecorating or whatever. On the desk itself, there are 2 oil lamps, a jar filled with pencils, and a brass bell shaped like a swan.
We don't see anybody moving around from the window?
Nope. It's not a very large room. You can also see a door in the north eastern corner behind the desk. But
Check the front door. Is it open?
Yes, it's open. Is Foundry letting you walk through there? Because
I haven't tried yet. I didn't want
I clicked it and
the
little symbol changed.
It says it's open now. It might. Okay, I'll move you through there. It's fine.
Yeah, it's something about colliding with a wall.
There you go. Yeah, I'll set it up better with the windows and doors next time. I'm still learning that. So as you walk through, there's a bell on the top of the door that the door hits it and it rings.
just walk in, kind of like look around. I obviously look pretty tired, but I kind of put a little bit of extra onto there. Just kind of like rub my eyes a little bit and call out hello.
All right.
I'm looking around, like at the decoration. I look at the license plates.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, none of them look newer. They look dusty or older.
Is there any that say BB1652?
No, you don't see any that say that. None of them look very new, but like I said, there are spots in the wall where it looks like some plates were removed at some point. And on the desk, there was also, you couldn't really see it before, but there's also like the registry for whoever's staying at the hotel. It says registry right on the front of it.
And nobody's come in yet?
Get it, Gerald.
So at this point, you walked in and it's been a few seconds. You hear the door on the back just barely creaks open and someone says, "Just a minute."
Can I quickly look at the registry and see the last couple names without?
Yeah. If you'd like to, you can quickly pick that up.
Well, I was thinking more like leaning over the desk so nothing's like out of place, and I can stand up straight when he walks in the room if I need to.
Yeah. Roll sleight of hand.
Ooh, probably won't pass this one.
You?
Ooh. Alright, so you're leaning over the desk trying to like carefully open it and look at the last page without disturbing anything too much, and you let your hand slip and it knocks onto the bell there that's laying next to it. What do? Do you continue to try and look at it?
No, assuming I haven't moved it too much, I gently let it be, but stand up straight so that I'm not hunched over it if he peeks in any quicker.
Okay.
And I'd walk up while he's doing that and kind of grab the bell and pick it up and look at it like oh, that's what this is. It's a swan.
All right.
Nice looking bell.
So you were able to quickly look at some of the last names in there, even though you made some commotion there, but you don't recognize any of the names. There's a Smith, there's a John in there, just a lot of random common names. So in other words, nothing important. So finally, from the back, the door opens up. An old man walks through. He's very feeble looking, with a lined face, and he's head full of white hair. He wears overalls and a brimmed cap. He walks through the door and says, "Welcome to the Squatters Lake Motel. What can I do for you?"
So good evening, fine gentlemen. We're looking for a room for the night. Do you have any double bedrooms, or would we need to get two?
We do have one double bedroom available. We have two singles as well, and one king size.
I look over at him and say, we'd like separate beds, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I ain't sharing a bed with you again.
Understandable. And by the way, this guy's speaking in an English accent. I'm not going to try that at the moment because I don't want to completely butcher it.
Come on, man. Hey, you got to. You're the GM. That's part of the rules.
Next time, maybe.
Okay. All right.
So just remember, whenever he's talking, it's in an English accent.
Just call everybody a cheeky fuck.
Yeah. So he continues speaking. Well, would you like two single bed bedrooms then?
Did you say you had a room with two singles, or it's...
Yes, we do have that. That would be room number 1.
I think that one would do.
Of course. That will be $5 a night.
Oh, we'll just be for the evening, and I go through my things and start pulling out the money for him.
Yeah, old timer. I just off the cuff, I was wondering. A friend of ours was supposed to be passing through. Last name Frazier or Frazier.
Frazier.
You happen to good-looking young man.
Let me check here. And he goes to pick up his registry, and he kind of looks at it funny, like, something's off here. And then he starts flipping through. I don't seem to have any Fraser written in here. When did you say he stopped through here?
I should have been a couple days ago, but he was supposed to hang out and wait for us.
Do you have a description of this man?
Yeah, he's about 6'2", a little taller than me. Got blonde hair, brown eyes, drives this really nice coupe.
We don't get many people staying here, but I don't remember anyone by that description or name.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. He was supposed to meet us here, but you know how these kids are nowadays.
Yeah, of course. So here's your key, and he turns around and grabs a number 1 room key off the rack behind him and hands it to you. Or, well, he slides it on the table, and whoever wants to take it.
You take it. I don't want that key. Probably got Cthulhu inside of it.
Since I passed the cash over, I'll pick up the key.
All right. He takes that cash and stores it somewhere behind the desk there. Well, is there anything I can help you two with other than that? The room's right here around the corner, actually, and he just points over to his left, which would be to the south.
I would take a look again at the plates on the wall and kind of point to the one that's missing and say, kind of look at him and go, "Oh, you take one down recently?"
Oh yeah, we just we like to rotate out the plates, and by we I mean me and my brother. My name's Robert, by the way.
Hi, Robert. Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you as well. I own this place with my older brother William, but as I was saying, we like to rotate out the plates every once in a while. Just something we kept up with the decorations here.
I like it. It looks cool.
Thank you.
Wait, I guess cool wouldn't be a 1920s thing, would it? Sorry.
It's the bee's knees.
Yeah, it's the bee's knees.
That is definitely the bee's knees, my friend.
well, thank you very much.
To what he's saying, like I have an interest.
Okay. Well, is there anything I can help you guys with? I'd like to get back to sleep for another couple hours at least.
Sorry, sir. One last thing. You got any place around here to eat? I've been through here a couple times, but locals usually know the better places to eat.
No, there's not really anything near here. We're pretty by ourselves. Not many people around. We do get deliveries on Tuesdays. If you're staying that long, I can put in an order for you.
If our buddy ain't stopping by, we'll probably head mosey on down the road.
All right.
Yeah, I would start walking to the door since he's the last one talking to him, but stand in the doorway, not like rudely leaving mid-conversation.
Okay.
And then I'd say, all right, tip the hat and follow on after Jerry.
Oh, just 1 minute, gentlemen. I almost forgot because I just woke up. I apologize. I need to write your names down here in the register. Your names, gentlemen?
Did you hear me?
Stevens.
Stevens. Okay. That's the last name?
Yes.
All right. I'll just leave you Stevens in here then.
You need both of us?
Yeah.
Taylor.
John Taylor. Oh, all right. John Taylor and Stevens for room 1. All right. Free to go, gentlemen. I hope you enjoy your stay. If you need anything, just come in here and ring that bell.
Will do. Thank you.
And please return the key whenever you're ready to leave.
So I go ahead and exit.
All right. So room number 1, you can easily see it was the next one down from the reception office there. Here, I'll move you guys out.
Thanks.
Like a fly hitting the window.
So it'd be the very first one to the south.
Any of these rooms look like they got people staying in them?
You can't really tell for sure. You don't see lights on in any of these ones on this side anyways.
Any boots on outside the door? That's a kind of in a rustic area. That'd be a very common thing.
No, nothing.
3 cars.
Is it again?
What's that?
What time of day is it again?
Oh, it's early morning. It's probably around like 5 a.m. at this point, and you guys are probably like incredibly tired.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to head in, take a nap, or you want to talk a little bit and figure out what our next move is?
Well, let's get inside the room first.
Yep. Is Cthulhu waiting for us?
All right. So you step into the room here. Dragging you in there. I gotcha. All right. So you step in there. You are actually standing on top of a table there.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. So in here we've got your 2 single beds. There's a small bathroom there. There's a table with a couple of chairs. There you got an alarm clock in here. A lot of just basic hotel things. There's a mirror on the wall, and that rug beneath you looks like a sort of Navajo diamond style rug. And there's an oil lamp sitting in here, but it's dark otherwise.
I'll go ahead and light that up.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So what are you gonna do? Oh, sorry. Another important detail I forgot to mention. There is another door on the south wall there, and it's bolted. It probably leads
From
to
the other side?
Yep. There's a big bolt on this side.
On our side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it like those motels where you can get adjacent rooms?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's probably to the next room.
I want to check it.
Okay. What do you...
Unbolt, and I'm just going to walk up to it, unbolt, and open to see if the door opens.
It doesn't open.
Okay.
Must be
I'll
locked on the
rebolt
other
it.
side.
Yep, I'll rebolt it then.
Okay.
Cthulhu's not getting in that way.
Alright, so what are you guys gonna do?
Was he going to meet his girlfriend, or did she leave with him?
He was going to meet her in Kingsport.
Okay. So I was going to say maybe we should have gotten a different room to try and get the same one, but never mind. Anything else look out of place in the room once the light's up?
Do a spot hidden check.
That both of us, or
If whoever's looking, yeah.
I was about to ask about it, but I didn't want to jump.
So close.
Jeez.
Ooh. Both failed. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary in here.
What if I want to push it?
You can push it. It will probably just take more time. You might make more noise. At this point, there's not really an ongoing threat that you have, so it most likely just take a bunch of time.
Ugh. What do you think there, Jerry? You think this would be worth it looking around here any further, or do you want to talk through our next step?
I just kind of poke at the rug with my foot, see if it seems like it's been there a while, or if it gets moved like the license plates to be kept fresh.
You poke at the rug with your foot?
Yeah, like does it look like the rug belongs there, like it's part of the room, like it's been there forever, or does it look like it's...
Yeah, it just looks like it's part of the room. I mean, you push it, you kick it with your foot a little bit, and then that corner moves fine, no problems.
Well, while I do that, I'm thinking in my head, and then I start speaking aloud to Tony, and I say, yeah, it seems pretty odd, all those plates look like they've been up there for a while, so for him to say they've been changing them out just because one's missing didn't seem to add up to me.
Yeah, I agree. Oh,
Do a luck check, Gerald. Dionysus asks if this is the Dry Gulch Motel. What is that from? What's that a reference to?
I have no idea.
Maybe he'll let us know. Alright, luck roll. Oh, okay. So, when you're fumbling around with the rug, you do notice that part of it catches something underneath it, and it like kind of slumps up in an odd way around the middle of it.
I bend over and move it with my hand to look at it a little more, see what it's catching on.
You pull the rug back, and you notice that some of the threads caught on a hinge. There's a small trap door in the bottom of the floor here.
Well, that seems pretty odd in a motel room. Have you ever been to a motel room that seems to have a door in the floor like that?
yeah. Reckon I don't remember any of that.
And were you gonna push those spot hidden rolls?
That's what I was looking at Jerry and saying, do you want me to kind of nose around here a little bit, or you want to take a gander at this trap door here?
Well, it's getting pretty late, so I'm about ready to lay down. Maybe just look around to see if there's anything else weird about the room before we go to sleep. Look into it some more when I've got some fresh eyes.
Is the door latched at all?
The trap door?
Yeah.
There's a handle, like you can kind of reach your hand into it to try and pull it up. Like it's an indented handle.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
It's latched on the underside. It must be. You can't seem to pull it up.
And from the hinges, can we see that it opens into the room, or does it open
Yeah,
downwards?
it opens up into the room.
All right, and I'd look down at that and say, all right, we can get a little rest here, but I'm sleeping on top of that. I ain't having nobody creep up in the middle of my room.
Well, if you're comfortable doing that, you can always slide that table over.
Yeah, I've slept on worse, man. It'll be all right.
All right, to each his own is what I say. So I just I'd walk over and I would peek in the bathroom, just kind of look around before laying down on the bed.
Okay. All right, so you're both going to sleep at this point?
Yep.
All right.
I'm not a military man in this. I don't know about setting watches and.
All right. So you fall asleep and probably don't get much sleep before like in 30 minutes. There's a little bit of commotion you're hearing outside your window there. It sounds like it's maybe in the parking lot or something by reception. What do you guys do?
God. All right. Well, what the.
Oh, there are shuttered windows on the front of your room, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that.
I get up out of my wooden floor bed and go throw open a shutter and see what the hell's going on.
All right.
And I would sit up and kind of listen.
So, Robert, the man that you talked to in reception, is out there. It looks like he's arguing with some young man, very kind of skinny, puny-looking young man. They're having a heated argument out there. You can't really. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I'd open up the door and step out and be like, "Robert, you all right? Hell's going on around here?"
Oh yeah, I've got it handled. You can go back to sleep. I'm sure you're quite tired from your rest.
It don't sound like you got a handle, Robert. What's going on?
And the small young man cuts in. I know he knows something about where my friend is, and perhaps you saw him. My friend was around here. His name. Sorry. Abraham. Have you seen him?
That fool was just lying, straight up. Had to pause. Jerry, you getting out of bed, or am I going to handle this shit myself?
And they continue to argue a little bit. The young man says, "You said you don't know if you've seen him here, but I know he was here. He told me so." And Robert continues, "Now calm down, young man." And they just continue to argue like that.
Jerry, you coming?
I would follow behind him, like kind of rubbing my eyes, like, the fuck you need me for?
I'd be in, whatever 1920s underwear is,
Oh, I saw. I almost
the,
put it on my list. It's called a union something. Union suit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Robert continues to try and calm him down and says, there are people trying to rest here. You need to calm down. You're going to disturb the other customers." And the young man.
You already done disturbed some of the customers. Who's your friend? What's your friend's name again?
Young man kind of just ignores you at this point. Is just yelling at Robert and says, "Rest here? With all that noise under the rooms at night? Good luck to them." Now, what room did he say in? Tell me. And Robert continues, and he's definitely growing much angrier at this point. I said I don't know, and that's my final answer. Now stop bothering me, or you can get the hell out of my motel. The young man kind of looks at you and back at Robert, and then storms off. He heads south and around the motel.
I'm gonna head after the kid. If Jerry, you coming with, or are you gonna go back to bed?
I'll go talk to Robert.
All right.
All right.
So,
you guys are gonna split the party?
Damn right. Every single freaking time.
All right. So we'll do Gerald with Robert first. The young guy has already stormed off around the south side of the building to probably the rooms on the other side. So you got to catch up to him.
I'd be yelling at him too, but carry on.
Robert just kind of looks at you guys and says, I'm very sorry about that. I hope he didn't disturb you too much. If there's anything I can do to make up for that. And he's talking to Gerald at this point because I imagine Anthony's kind of walked off.
Oh yeah, Anthony had been run off. I'm just sitting here quiet waiting.
I'd say, well, at this point, it's not something that needs any doing for. But he give you a description of his friend? Is this a missing person, or what's going on?
I don't really know. He just came in here yelling about his friend named Abraham, I believe it was. I don't have a record of any such person staying here.
Now, you asked for our names. Do you normally ask for everyone's name that comes in here?
Yes, of course. I keep it in the register. It's, it's common hotel practice.
It just seems weird. 2 customers that should have been here, then you don't have a record of.
Well, I suppose that is strange. People do disappear in these parts. There's not much civilization through here, to be honest.
Disappear, you say, though?
Yes. People disappear.
In what way?
Oh, there's a lot of wildlife out here, and I'd imagine it's a lot easier for criminals to get away with things in these parts too. Thankfully, me and my brother haven't fallen victim to any such things. But I'd be very willing to help if he would just calm down and maybe we can discuss, civilized.
Interesting. I believe he said something before he ran off about noise under the motel?
Yeah, we get all sorts of animals under the motel here. You can see, actually, and he points off, like underneath the porch landing in front of the rooms. You can see that the hotel is actually raised on stilts. If you look behind the lattice there on the bottom of the porch, it's because we get flooding here, and there's all sorts of animals and possums and raccoons that get under there. It's just an unfortunate circumstance here. We do our best to deal with the pests, but there's always more of them.
When he points it out, I would kind of bend at the knees and look underneath. Is it just, can I see through underneath the motel, or is there any kind of...
It's dark, but... No, it's dark, but you can tell it's like a crawl space under there, like maybe 3 feet high or something like that. However high the porch is. There's like
the whole building? Yeah.
It's like he said, it looks like it's set up for dealing with floodwaters.
I would then ask him kind of straight up. I'd say, I went in the room earlier. I tripped over that rug and saw that there was a hatch like there's a cellar. Why'd there be a hatch like that if it's just empty underneath?
Oh, it's just for easy access to that crawl space under there, I suppose. I must admit, we didn't build the hotel this way.
It seems like most people will pull a piece of the lattice as opposed to put... Is there a door like that under every room?
Yes, there is. We keep them secured. They're latched very tightly.
At this point, I would just say, oh, that's odd to me, but I'm not from these parts, so... Anyway, I'll let you get back to it, and I'd turn around and I'd walk back towards where Tony went.
Yeah, of course. Enjoy your stay. And he walks off back to reception. All right, so you're following after Anthony, after Tony?
Hey, boy, slow down.
He turns around and so you can see now that you're closer, his hair is like a very light brown color, almost reddish. He's got a freckled face, and he looks like he's very very like stirred up, and his face is flush. What can I help you with?
Hey, slow down. First off, y'all woke me up with your ruckus now. Now, what were you on there yapping about with your boy missing?
My friend, I was supposed to meet him here. Abraham.
Yeah,
I call him Abe.
Somebody here and he didn't show up neither.
Is that so?
Yeah.
What was your friend's name? Maybe I've seen him around here.
Maybe you have. Wait, what was your friend's name again?
Abraham Hickey.
Our buddy's name's James.
James.
Yeah, name sound familiar?
James. Oh yeah, I saw that guy the other night.
What do you look like?
It was quite a few days ago now. I've been waiting here for Abe for a while. You know, did you say you saw Abe around?
Nah, I'm trying to, son. I'm working on maybe 30 minutes of sleep. Okay, so don't be pressing my patience. All right, I'll help you out, but you need to help us out. What was?
Okay.
You said you saw James. What he look like? You just going off a name. I tell you, his name's James. It could be James Fitzroy, motherfucker. Okay, like, what do he look like?
It's true. He was a fairly well-dressed man for being in these parts. He's tall, very light-colored hair. I guess I'd say brown or blonde, and blue eyes, and very. You can tell he's kind of almost starting to like daydream now, kind of. Oh no, of course not.
Man, a 1920s closet. Different times, people, different times. Go back to in character. Sorry.
But
man,
I didn't really.
Ain't none of my business. Look. Hey, ain't none of my business. But listen.
I didn't really get a chance to say hi to him, but I did notice in the morning his car was gone, so he must have driven on. But if either of those old fools are saying that he wasn't here, they're lying.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Jacob Trent.
All right. Well, so your buddy Abe, what's he look like, man?
Oh, my friend. He's about my height. He's not a very large man. He's got dark hair, dark eyes as well, and he likes to dress sharp.
Sorry, 1 second.
He has the most exquisite jawline. If you happen to see him, please let me know. I'm staying here in room 8.
Is one of these cars over on the other side yours?
No. I actually drove here, or I rode a bus here. And
How long have you been here?
Oh, quite a few days now. Nearly a week.
How many people you see coming in and out of here?
Not many. There's only a few others staying here at the moment. Oh, there's Mr. Dunstan and Miss Bonner. And then, of course, as I said, I saw James as well.
What were you over there running on about people going missing?
Oh, so out of character, he didn't say anything about people going missing.
Sorry, out of character. Then he said something though, and I'm trying to recall because it was the two are arguing, and he said something about, he was here, and then it was the noise underneath the thing. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, he did say that.
Sorry about that. Let me pop it back in. What were you talking about with all that noise underneath the thing? We just got here this morning, and there's some weird freaking trap door underneath. What
A trap door? What do you mean trap door?
Like there's a door in the floor.
That's peculiar. The noises. There's all sorts of commotion under the floorboards.
Like what?
Robert pointed out to me that the motel is raised on stilts, so he claims it's raccoons or some other sort, but it's sure a lot of noise for a raccoon. A lot of shuffling and thumping noises. It's woken me up a couple times now, and I don't know if I can stay another night here, but I'll stay as long as I can until I find out where Abe went.
So you said Abe was supposed to meet you here?
Yes.
And you think that he was already here?
Yes, I know he was here. He told me he would be here.
How you know
we were supposed to meet up here?
Show up? How'd you know he just didn't show up? You said you've been here for a couple days, right?
Of course, yeah, he would show up. He was
Well-
supposed to be here before me. He left before I did.
So when did you end up seeing James leave?
Oh. I didn't. His
So you just-
car.
Now you need to get your story straight.
Well,
You just
I
told me.
I saw him at the motel, and I saw his car, and then the next morning his car was gone. I guess I didn't actually see him leave.
All right, Jacob, listen. I'm gonna ask you one more thing, and then I'll tell you what. To help you out, I'll keep my eyes peeled for him. I'll tell my buddy to keep his eyes peeled. When we see him, we'll let you know. When you got here, was there the license plates on the wall inside of reception?
Yeah, there was license
Okay.
plates. They such tacky decoration.
Well, I beg to differ, but that's okay. Were they all there? Was there any missing?
How would I know if there were any missing?
Because there's a big old missing spot on the wall, friend.
Oh, I can't say that I remember a missing plate. I like to say I'm an observant person, and I would have seen such a thing.
All right, Jacob. So, you said you stay in room number 8, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna catch me a couple of bits of shut eye, and then we're gonna go look around for our buddy, and then if we see yours, make sure Moses is way on over here.
All right, I appreciate that, Mr.
Taylor.
Taylor. It was great to meet you, and he holds out his hand to shake yours.
I shake his hand.
He's got a weak grip.
Yep, I'd crush it.
Important detail. I'm trying to tell you, he's limp wristed. Okay?
All right, so I'm assuming you're going back to your room and sleeping.
I'm going back and letting Jerry know what our friend in room number 8 said.
Okay. All right. So you go back there and let him know everything that just happened. I'm assuming, Gerald, you also share your story about Robert. What are you guys going to do now?
I'm going to lay back down on that trap door, and you need to get some sleep. Otherwise, I'm going to be hearing things in the middle of the night.
All right. So it's probably around 6 a.m. now, something like that. How long are you guys going to sleep for? Are you going to set an alarm, or what are you going to do? There is an alarm clock in the room.
Yeah, I'd say we'd get probably a few hours of sleep at least. 4.
You can function pretty well on 4.
Just wait like 5 minutes. All right. So you'll go ahead and get 4 hours of sleep. You get that undisturbed, and the alarm goes off, and now it's around 10 in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and set us up with an intermission at this point. If you guys gotta, do your thing, get a drink, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
We'll be back.
All right, and we are back. So, you guys got your rest. It's late in the morning now, approaching noon. What are you going to do?
Now, when we talked to him before, he indicated that just that there's no restaurants, or I take it that he doesn't serve food in this place either?
He didn't say anything about serving food, and yeah, he seemed to indicate that there's just nothing around here.
Okay. Because I was thinking if there was like somewhere he was serving it, that would be a good place to go, like kind of mingle for a second. But
Where he's killing and serving the people.
mystery meat.
I definitely want to check out underneath.
Yeah, I would. So I'd turn to him. I'm sure, like you said, we discussed what we both learned from the other people, but I'd reiterate. I just think it's really weird. He told me each of these rooms has a door like this, but there's no cellar or anything. It's a crawl space underneath the entire building. So I don't understand.
And if it was what did he say? It's for emergencies, right? Like what?
It's space between the ground and the building for flooding.
But why did he say the trap doors are there?
Easy access?
Easy access because crawling underneath a building and unlatching it from underneath is easy access.
Yeah, his story didn't add up to me on that.
Yeah, that don't sound right neither. I don't know about room number 8, but he didn't. At least nothing he said kind of tripped me off. He seemed a little, but I ain't one to judge. So, you want me to crawl underneath here? You got too nice clothes to be getting all muddy, Jerry.
Well, if you want to check that, is room number 8 where James supposedly stayed?
No, he I don't think Jacob said. Jacob's staying in number 8. He didn't say where James stayed.
I could go press the motel keeper again, but we might want to gather a little more information first.
Maybe talk to his brother.
Yeah, I can do that while you check to see if there's a way underneath without the trapdoors.
Yeah, I'll just crawl underneath,
All right, then I would head off to the reception again.
Okay. And while you're doing that, Anthony, you are climbing under the porch, or?
This is where I get eaten by the Shoggoths, right?
How are you going to go about doing that?
I'm just gonna go because it's raised up on stilts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like a lattice woodwork covering the openings.
I just kind of. You said there's a lantern in there, right?
Yeah.
If not, I'd go to my truck and grab my lantern out, which I have one.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and take it with me, kind of like shine on in there a little bit, see if I can see anything. And then just pull a piece. I'm sure there's going to be a seam where the lattice is if it's easy access.
Yeah, there's you can pull the lattice away, but it's all nailed up. At least in front of your room, it's all nailed pretty well to the porch. Are you gonna check more around the rest of the building?
Yeah, really quick. I'm not going to destroy somebody's property if I don't have to, but I will. I don't like people anyways.
You do find in the very southern part of the building there's a part of the lattice that's loose. It's still nailed on there, but you can pretty easily pull it off, it feels like. Yep,
let's do that.
All right, so you pull that off, no problem really. And I'm assuming you're peering in there with your lantern. Yep. It's very muddy under there. Looks like there's been a lot of movement through here, a lot of random tracks and things, but it's hard to make anything out from where you're at. You can just see all the way back and it gets pretty dark.
Let's go.
All right, so you get down and crawl in there. There's just barely enough room that you can kind of crouch and get under there, but it'd probably be quicker and easier to move around hands and knees with the lantern up. So as you're crawling through there, Gerald, what are you doing? You're walking into reception?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'd feel like looking at on the outside, but yeah, I would just make my way back to the reception.
All right. So you walk into reception. That bell rings. That's on the top of the door there, and you can hear Robert from the back. Just a minute.
It's Robert again.
Yep, Robert.
I stand there waiting this time. I look around the room again, like back at the license plates. Has he changed anything since I was in there last?
Doesn't look like it.
All right, then I just stand there waiting for him.
Okay. Let me actually put you up here on the map properly.
Am I dead?
Well, it's
I like how you
to be
laugh.
determined. All right. So I put you in your proper places there. So, are you Gerald? Are you standing behind the desk here? I'm assuming. So, yeah. Robert walks in from that back room and says, "Oh, Mr. Stevens, was it? How can I help you?"
Oh, I was just reconfirming. You said there weren't any restaurants around, but I don't imagine you serve any kind of lunch around here.
No, unfortunately I'm not much of a cook myself.
All right, I just figured I'd check on that.
I'm very greatly fluctuating my accents with him. I apologize. I'm trying to find a balance.
I thought that was him talking. I'm like, what happened?
Sorry, I just totally hit a blank on what I was going to press him on.
Sorry about that. You were going to ask him about the I think you were going to ask him about the crawl spaces and the trapdoors and stuff, or was there something else?
Oh, no, I got it. Just matter of fact, I also wanted to ask you, we spoke to, well, my friend spoke to the boy you were arguing with this morning, and he seemed to think there was someone who matched the description we gave you earlier, staying in here a couple days ago, but you said you didn't recollect him.
I don't believe I do. I checked the registry and his name's not in there. You said it was
someone with over 6 foot, blonde hair, blue eyes. That doesn't.
Well, we've got
your memory at all?
Mr. Dunstan staying here is a rather tall man. Maybe that's who you're looking for.
He said this was a couple days ago, and he's not staying here currently.
Not staying here currently. No, I don't recall anyone by that description. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you.
You don't keep any record of the vehicles that stay here?
No, we usually don't. Just a record of the people and which room they stay in. For all the trouble that you've encountered here, I'll give you and your friend a free night. You're completely free tonight. Consider it paid.
Well, what would be a little more helpful? You mind if I just go through that book there and look at the names, see if anything jumps off the page to me?
Sure, of course. And he spins the book around and slides it across the table.
So I would look around the last couple days and see if there's anyone that... Does he have a log of when people were in and out?
When they showed up, yeah.
Okay, so I look over the last couple names and nothing jumps off the page at me.
Nothing jumps out. No name, and no date either.
There's no date that's around when he should have showed up.
Nope.
It's not like a book that stuff jumps out at you, like, because this is Cthulhu, right?
Bites my hand.
Actually, it looks like go ahead and roll a what could I use here?
Library?
Luck?
Is it a record keeping kind of thing, or
accounting?
Yeah, we'll go with library use. That makes sense.
Wow. You know how to use a library.
Nice. All right. So,
Good job,
yeah,
Fairbrass.
like I said, there's no names that stand out to you, no dates either. And that's when it dawns on you. There's no dates in here for like the past week or so. At least.
Like there were dates being kept, and then it just turned to just names without dates, or
There's like a gap that's maybe like a week or something, and then on the next new page is your names.
did he put a date next to our names?
Yes.
But the whole last page has names but no dates.
No, there's dates. What I'm saying is that so you're looking at like the left page here.
It's like no one stayed there for the last week.
Yes.
Can I kind of look in the middle of the book? Does it look like a page was pulled out, or?
It's hard to tell. It's just if it was done very well. It's just the register is it's an old book, and it just in and of itself it's kind of a ragged book, and the binding right there in the middle is kind of worn. So if there was a page pulled out, it probably cleanly came out of there with no indication.
Is Jacob's name in there? That was the guy that ran away, right?
It is not.
There's no Abraham either, I take it?
Nope.
Okay, I just kind of look at the page and I look at him and I say, oh, okay. I turn the book back around and push it back to him, and I make my way back to the door, and just kind of casually as I'm stepping out of the door, and I say, and you do get everybody's name that stays here, right?
Well, I like to think I do, yes. I hope I've been of some help. Have you gotten any leads so far? Maybe there's something else I could help you with, fill some gaps?
No, just curious. You know, we'll be around for most of the day probably, and we'll let you know about tonight. But thank you for your help this morning. I kind of tip my hat, and then
he tips his back. All right, so you're heading back outside.
Yeah, I make my way back. Kind of discreetly look to see if I spot him peeking around underneath.
What do you mean? Oh,
Anthony.
Underneath
There's a
the
light
okay,
shining around.
I see. Yeah, you do. You can see his light shining under there. All right, so back to Anthony. You crawl up under this crawl space there, and like I said, the mud is pretty thick. Your hand just sinks into it. You're underneath the southernmost rooms at this point. You don't see anything of note other than just roll a spot hidden.
And you say spot hidden. Zoop. Oh, come on, man.
You don't see shit.
Now I'm pushing it.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna fall in the mud.
I don't care.
And drown.
I don't care. This is like,
You're
no.
gonna drown in the mud.
Oh, God!
All right. Actually, yeah, you can push it. I think if you click on the number in Foundry, it'll come up with an option to push it.
Push, yeah. Spend 16 luck to pass. Make it hard for 49 luck. What?
Those are optional rules. We're not really using those.
Okay.
You can spend
Here we go.
luck.
Here we go. Somebody blow my dice. Oh, no.
Oh no, that was really close too. All right, so you're continuing on, slowly trotting through this mud, and you realize that your arm like sinks into this really deep spot of mud and gets stuck there. And then as you're trying to pull yourself out, the lantern, you accidentally roll onto it and smash it, you send your clothes a little bit, and you're essentially just stuck in mud under there now.
Son of a bitch!
You're stuck, and it's pretty dark under there. Not a lot of the sunlight gets under there.
Okay.
So what do you do?
Yell.
Do I hear him shout, son of a bitch?
Probably not. It'd probably be like, a minute or two before you get out there. Do you just continue to yell, Anthony?
I'm just gonna try to kind of rock myself back and forth just a little bit. Come on now.
You're not budging free. You're not getting out there. You're really stuck, and you're kind of sinking in even more. You hit a really bad spot in this mud, but you hear a voice coming from your right. Is someone under there?
Jacob.
It's strong wrists to pull you out.
Is that
Jacob? Is that you?
Mr. Blackwell? What?
He doesn't know my real name.
Oh,
My
yeah, I'm
name's
sorry.
Taylor to him.
Right. Mr. Taylor? And you can kind of see him peeking through the lattice on the wood there. And at this point, Gerald, you'd probably hear some shouting coming from the southern side of the hotel. What are you doing under there?
And I was looking at what these gosh darn trapdoors are for.
Well, did you find anything?
Nah, I found myself stuck in some mud. Give me a hand here, boy.
Well, I don't want to get any mud on me. Are you okay under there? Maybe I can get your friend.
Go get my friend then.
Gerald, what do you do when you hear the yelling to the south?
I hustle over there.
All right. So you run around the south side, and you can see where this lattice was pulled away, and he obviously crawled in there.
Jerry, my dumbass got stuck in here.
I just kind of look under and I take off. It's 1920s, so I'm sure I have 7 layers of jacket, vest, shirt.
Yeah.
So I take off my jacket and I roll up my sleeves. I kind of look under, like, is there an easy way to pull at him, or could I maybe use the lattice somehow?
There's some rope in my truck.
He's not real far in there. You could, if you want to, you can crawl in there a few feet, grab his feet, and pull out. Or you can try and use the lattice as an anchor to get him out of there. Yeah, whichever you want to do.
All right. Yeah, I'll kind of push the lattice underneath to.
Okay.
Give a surface to push on top of the mud, and then I'll get over and kind of try and pull at him.
All right. You see Jacob walks up behind you, and he's kind of just watching you guys struggle in the mud, but you're able to get Anthony freed. So what are you going to do? You're both under the motel at this point.
Well, you learn anything?
Nothing worthwhile. Except for now, I'm going to need a bath. It's been like, I was expecting not to take a bath for another month.
Well, let's get out of this mud then.
I didn't even get that far into here, so reckon you might want to take a gander yourself, because my dumb ass just gonna get stuck again.
I have an electric torch, which I assume is just British speak for flashlight. In my inventory, I go get that from the truck. I assume it would be in the truck and not just on my person.
Yeah.
So I grab that and I kind of go back under to where I had the lattice, and I look up to see if I can see the underside of one of those.
As you're walking out, Jacob stops you. What did you find anything under there? Is Mr. Taylor okay?
Well, Mr. Taylor's just fine, but I'm not the one who was under there yet, so I don't know if anything was found. By the way, I say to him, I kind of look like I'm thinking about something. I look off towards the reception area, and then I look back and say, when you checked in, did he take your name down?
Yeah, of course.
And you saw him mark it in his book there?
Yeah, the register he has on the desk. Why do you ask?
And, you didn't go around with any funny name. You're not trying to be found, right?
No, I'm no sort of criminal, if that's what you're asking.
No, just curious. Maybe I wasn't looking at the right page, but anyway, I just kind of trail off and then go back under to have a look. I want to see the underside of one of those trapdoors.
You were walking to the truck to get the vehicle, or to get the flashlight?
Yeah.
All right. When you walk around the side over there, let me move you over here. So you're walking around the side, and you see standing on the porch there is a young, rather beautiful woman standing there. She's very petite, blue-eyed, freckled, and she has light brown skin and frizzy hair, and she's just kind of standing there watching all the commotion.
Oh, great. Now we're the freaking display.
Yeah, I turn and I tip my hat, and then I kind of look at myself. Did I get, very muddy pulling him out?
Not real muddy, but yeah, you got quite a bit of on like your knees or whatever.
I'm
I
sorry.
just kind of look at myself and I go, "Morning, miss. Sorry for my appearance."
She just smirks and says, "Morning," and then she walks back inside of her room. So you grab that flashlight. Do you do anything else?
I just kind of take a quick look across the side of the motel and see if anybody else is stirring.
Nope, you don't see anyone. But since you are looking around, you do see the kind of like the coastline of the lake out to the east. There is a man walking. Looks like he's just out on a stroll along the lake.
What's he look like?
From this distance, you can't really tell. Looks like he's very tall and very large build. That's about it.
Okay, then I go about my business then.
Okay. All right, so you get your flashlight, you get back to Anthony, and you guys are now both under the hotel with the flashlight. And Jacob is still kind of just standing there. He seems curious about what's going on.
At this point, I get conscious of the time of day and how much tension we're drawing, so I just quickly want to look at the underside of the trapdoor for the first room on that side.
Okay, that would be room number 8, which is where Jacob is staying. You can see that there is a latch there. It's a very heavy deadbolt latch.
Okay, but no lock or anything. It's just a sliding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Odd about the underside.
Roll spot hidden.
Because I can describe, if it helps anymore, what I'm looking for. Well, I'm looking at the underside, see if there's anything weird, but then also I'm thinking of the animals. So I kind of make a look at the mud and see if there's any trails in the mud that didn't come from the two of us being under there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, look at me. I can pass all my
Damn.
rolls. I'm so cool.
That's what education does for you.
Apparently
All
I
right,
got
so-
none of that.
You do see some animal prints under there. Little raccoon hands and stuff, every once in a while. But there are also handprints, human handprints under there. Looks like someone else was moving around under there. And it doesn't seem to be in an area that Anthony was already moving around on.
Yeah, because that would be a big hole in the mud.
Yeah.
No, like handprints or scratching on the underside of the building?
Nope.
Then I kind of follow along from where I'm at for as long as I can with the light to see where the handprints go or what they might have been getting into.
Roll tracking. Anthony, what are you doing while he's checking this out? Anything?
Am I unstuck?
Yeah, he got you unstuck. You're good.
Son, I'm a stubborn man. I'm gonna keep looking.
If I
Alright.
pass this, Cthulhu himself will have intervened. Oh wow, not that far off though.
Yeah. You can't really tell where they're going, and you can't really make out any other handprints, but that definitely is a human handprint underneath this trapdoor. Anthony, are you going further up north, or are you just kind of staying near Gerald
No,
here?
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to skirt my mud hole and keep going up.
All right. So you keep going, and as you're passing all of these other trap doors, it all seems pretty much the same. Every room has a trap door under it, and then you reach eventually up where that T shape is, past the rooms. Gerald, what are you doing at that time? Are you following Anthony? Did we lose Gerald? Oh, you're on mute.
I just try and give him light from where I'm at.
Okay. Are you continuing with him, though? Or just staying back at the southern part of the building?
Only if he reaches a point where, like, he's in the dark and I have
Sinking
to
into the mud again.
Okay. I know the light pretty much reaches all the way, but it is, like, what is that? Let's see. It's like nearly 100 feet ahead of you, basically, if you're not following him. So back to Anthony. Anthony, you eventually, like I said, reach that T section. You can see that it's kind of marked off by some more support beams, and you can see it going left and right there. You do see that there is only, on this T section ahead, there's only one other trap door kind of ahead and to your left. It looks like it's probably behind the reception area. What are you going to do?
Did I pass our room? Our room's trapdoor?
Yeah, you're pretty much right next to it at this point, or just north.
So there isn't one to the right then. They said there's one to the left, but not one to the right.
In the top of that T section, yeah, there's only one to the left.
I kind of take a look around, particularly at that trapdoor. I want to see if there's a latch on the outside, just like the rest of them, or if it's on the inside.
Okay. As you're starting to creep towards that one, you hear someone to your left. It's Robert. What do you... Who is that under there?
I wish this was the 2000s. Yo, mama!
But he's like...
Just checking the foundation under here.
Well, what the hell are you doing under the motel? What do you mean
like
checking
I said,
the foundation?
We got a trap door underneath our room. What do you think I'm doing down here?
I can't have the customers crawling in the mud under the motel.
It's my body. I can do what I want with it.
I suppose I'm going to have to call the authorities if you don't get out of there.
Why, Robert? I already done paid for this room.
Well, you didn't pay for the underneath of the hotel, sir.
That's part of the room, ain't it?
Of course not.
All right, Robert. All right, I'm coming out.
Well, here, I'll pull this part off here, and he kind of, he's not a very strong old man, and he's kind of, trying to muscle the lattice off.
Stop. Look. Just go open up the trap door right above me, and I'll just come out that way.
Oh, okay. Your room's trap door is right here.
No, the one that's above reception.
Well, that's my personal quarters. I'm not gonna...
It's only gonna come through there for a second, Robert. Jeez. I came out there because I thought that young man was going to try to put a whooping on you, and I didn't want him messing with you. Now, come on.
Fine. Just a minute. I'll be right there.
Thanks, Robert.
So he goes, and you can hear some footsteps up ahead of you where the trap door is, and he kind of knocks on the floor, like, telling you to crawl over there. And Gerald, what are you doing right now? You saw this commotion, and you're shining your light back there.
Well, assuming I can tell that he's about to crawl out, I'd return through where we came from.
Okay. Are you just waiting at the southern part, or?
Well, I'll replace the lattice and then start walking back towards our room.
Okay. All right. So Anthony, I'm assuming you climb up to that or crawl up to the trap door there, and
Yep.
all right.
Don't you open that trap door.
All right. So you unlatch that, and Anthony hears it unlatch, so he opens it up and lets you up, and you climb out into this small living room sort of area. There's a couch here, a large shuttered window on the north. There's a coffee table in the middle and a little kitchenette on the other side, and there's two doors to the east. Anthony kind of helps you up and says, "Well, I hope you found what you were looking for under there. Now, could you kindly leave my living quarters?"
I'm sorry, Roger. I thought I heard a bunch of stuff underneath of there. I wanted to make sure there wasn't anything chewing on the wood. You know what I mean? Last thing I need is this room to fall in on me while I'm taking a nap.
I suppose
I'm sorry. I'll keep them let
please.
out.
I already offered your friend. If he didn't tell you already, you're welcome to stay here tonight for free. Because of all the commotion, but I don't want to have to take that back from you.
No, that's my apologies, sir. My apologies. All right, I just head out through reception, and then that's when I turn to the right and try one of the doors and say it's out this way, right? Which would be the one to the right, one of the top door. We'll say the top door.
It's locked. You go to try the handle. No. That the other way. That's
It's this one then. Sorry.
Yes.
And then I'd go to the bottom door, right? The bottom door on the right. And say
the whole time
one.
he's no, not that door, and you reach it and it's locked also when you jiggle
All
the
right.
handle.
What, Robert? How the hell am I supposed to get out of here if these doors are locked?
You're tracking mud everywhere. It's
I'm sorry.
this door
I'm sorry.
here.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say that?
Please.
All right,
just-
I'm sorry. And then I lightly, daintily walk my way out.
leaving a trail of mud behind you.
Yep. Stomp my boots off.
All right, so you're in reception now. Gerald, what are you doing?
Do I hear his commotion inside, or?
Not inside, but you know that he went up that way through the trapdoor.
Okay, I go stand outside, and I'm like kicking the mud off my pants as much as I can at the moment.
All right, Anthony. So you're in reception. You doing anything in there, or
Just giving a glance around. You know, the typical kind of like, I know something fishy's going on here. Is there anything else? I'm like, kind of like as I slowly walk towards the door, trying not to track mud. I'm not brushing it off yet.
Okay. I mean, you don't really notice anything new in here.
I mean, I'm walking from behind the desk. Is there any, because I'm coming from.
Yeah, that's what
How
I
do
was.
I ping?
That's what I was looking for. I don't know how you ping in this. That might be an extra module you have to install. Go ahead and roll a spot hidden though.
Oh. Here we go. Spot hidden. Here it comes. Oh, F you.
What'd you get here? 72? Nope.
Yep.
You don't notice anything.
That's cool.
There's like a cash box you see behind the register. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. Carry on.
Your eye goes kind of blurry, Gus.
You got some mud in your eyes.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you guys
Alright,
doing
so
at this point?
I'm heading out, and I'd say to Gerald, I'd be like, Jerry, come with me real quick. Can't go out.
Oh, sorry.
Can't get out.
I'll fix that next time.
I attempted to go through a wall. All right. And so I'd start walking around this way, and as we're going, I'd be like, there's something fishy going on around here, partner.
Yeah, and at this point, when we're like at an earshot of the lobby, I fill him in on the fact that, the book had a gap without dates, and then it didn't have our new best friend's name in there.
I want to kick the oil tanker, the little oil drum as it go by.
Okay. You don't notice anything odd with it. It sounds like a half-filled oil drum when you kick it.
There's not bodies in it or anything?
No, it just sounds like an oil drum.
You sure there's no bodies in it? Come on. I could roll spot hidden and roll 100% on it.
Until
I mean, if you want to try and look inside of it somehow, but it's like a sealed oil drum that's tapped on the top.
Yeah, it's cool. I just wanted to give it a kick. So, what else would Jerry tell me? Would he tell me about yonder lady, or would he tell me about the person running or anything?
Well, first I'd also mention that Robert doubled down on not seeing our friend, even though what's his name? What's the annoying guy's name?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Even though Jacob says he saw him. And I would tell him about the handprints I saw in the mud that didn't belong to us.
You sure it wasn't me rooting around in there like freaking some pig?
No, I could tell where you fell in, and it wasn't in that same spot.
Oh, that's a miracle, God's honest truth. All right. Well, old man, probably too fragile to be rooting around in there. Wonder what his brother's like.
You notice at this point that the man that was taking a stroll around the lake, he's walking up towards the porch here.
Oh, it's like I summoned him or something. What's he look like?
So he is a rather large man. Looks like he's got kind of a dour, sour face on. He's very tall, heavily built. Looks like he's wearing this, I guess, like a working man's clothes. He's wearing jeans.
Like me?
Yeah, wearing jeans, like a button-up work shirt, sort of.
Is he covered in mud and blood?
No, he's not. He's wearing boots that have a lot of mud on them from his walk around the lake.
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. But what can I do for you?
Jericho, I'm not a person, people person.
Well, hey, sorry to bother you this morning. I know there's already been enough noise, but I just thought I could ask you a couple questions if you didn't mind.
Make it quick.
It just seems a couple people around here have a different take of what's gone on in the last couple days, and you see, we're looking for our buddy who's we were supposed to meet around here. Tall guy. He's blonde, over 6 foot, striking blue eyes.
You got a name for this man you're looking for?
Well, we're looking for James, is what he goes by. We had that little Weasley guy mentioned to us. He was here a couple days ago that he saw. Have you been
No.
here that long?
No, just I guess 2 nights now. I'm
sleeping
sorry.
all right here?
I don't recall any man by that description or name.
You sleeping all right here?
I suppose. What's a strange question to ask a stranger?
Well, I mean, you got a. Man, hold on a second. I was trying not to get too 1920s, right? Because we want to be cognizant of all of our friends, right? So
Yeah.
The guy down at the end, there we go. We'll just keep it like that. The guy down there, he was mentioning that it gets kind of loud underneath there.
Jacob's actually sitting out on the front porch, watching this go on.
That.
Yeah, I guess I heard some, probably raccoons or something. There's a lot of wildlife around here.
You enjoy your walk around the lake? Seems pretty nice, yeah?
Yeah, it's okay. It's a very quiet lake. Gives a man, a lot of quiet time to think.
Yeah, man needs that for sure.
Well, if there's nothing else, I'm heading into my room here. I'd need to take a nice rest.
Oh, by the way, your name isn't not Mr. Dunstan, are you?
I am Bill Dunstan, and you are?
Hey, John Taylor. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. And he shakes your hand. Very strong grip.
Oh, well, at least somebody around here's got a nice firm grip. Say you can tell a lot about a man by the grip he does on a handshake.
He doesn't really smile, but kind of with his eyes, you can tell there's a bit of a smile there. Yeah, that is so. No, if
Well,
you'll
we-
excuse me, gentlemen.
Yeah, we won't keep you. Oh,
Irish eyes.
just what'd you say? Sorry.
He's got them smiling Irish eyes.
Hey, just one last thing,
Hey,
Mr. Dunson. I'm sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
and I know you seem like a man who likes his quiet, and I completely understand that. I'm one of them types myself, but we're really looking for a friend. I'm just kind of curious. You hear a lot about people going missing around these parts?
Missing. What do you mean missing around these parts? You mean this motel or Kingsport?
So, the yonder gentleman seems to think that people go missing, and the front operator Robert, right? He seems to think people go missing around these parts too. So, I don't know what they meant by these parts. Did they mean this motel? I'm not sure. I mean, is one of these cars yours over here? That's my Chevy right there. But
Nice
I haven't
looking
seen too
vehicle.
oh, thank you. I take care of her. That's my baby. She gets me from point A to point B.
Yeah, mine's
You,
the yellow Buick there.
Sir, you seem like the kind of man too that would partake in a little bit of the prohibited drinks. I'm a connoisseur of that myself. If you ever want to sit down and have a chat, I actually carry around some with me from time to time. So
Yeah, of course. Maybe later this evening if are you staying here another night?
what do you think, Jerry? We staying here again?
Well, the establishment did offer to cover another night for us, so
I
I think
mean,
there's a few more questions we could follow around before we leave.
it's a long drive back to Arkham.
Oh, Arkham, you say? Yeah, it's quite a drive. I can't say I rightly know what you mean by missing persons in these parts. I'm not privy to criminal activities, but
No, nothing like that. We're just saying it's interesting that we hear people are missing, and then our friend's not here, and then you got that yonder gentleman. He's saying that his friend's missing, and it just you know what I mean. Things aren't adding up. I figured a stoic man like yourself would be keeping his eye peeled for all kinds of stuff. We gentlemen like us, we stay quiet and we keep our eyes open and we see the things that we see.
I suppose I'll let you know if anything comes up. Or you're staying here then? What room number are you in?
We're in room 1.
Room 1. Okay. Well, I'm just here in room 6, and he points at the room just at the top of the stairs there.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, sir, I won't keep you, but maybe tonight, maybe once figure out do you know any place around here to get something to eat? I got a couple packaged sandwich, and my stomach is just going nuts. It needs me some eggs and bacon,
No, I do have some food myself. I don't know that I have enough to spare, but
Oh no, I wasn't asking that, sir.
there's
That's
no restaurants in sight. The next restaurant will be down south in Kingsport. It's
Yeah.
a few hours drive from here.
What do they even eat around here?
That's a good question. I couldn't tell you. I was told that by the owner, Robert, I believe his name is. He told me they do deliveries on Tuesdays, so if you need anything, hopefully you've got enough food until then, or if not,
yeah.
maybe I can tide you over.
Maybe we could trade a little bit later. We'll see how things are going. But yeah, we plan on
My
staying
thoughts
another night.
exactly. So
There you go.
if you don't mind, I'm gonna get some rest now. It's a pleasure meeting you both.
You as well, sir.
And he heads off.
I'd look at Jerry once the door's closed and he's gone, and he'd be like, "Oh, that guy looked like he could break my neck if he wanted to." That's saying something.
Yep, I reckon he could.
You want to go get cleaned up? I look down at myself and I'm covered in mud. You want to get cleaned up, or you want to stop by and talk to yonder miss there that you said you saw? I'd like to take a little gander myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before talking to her, I'd rather clean myself up a little bit. I'm used to presenting a certain image.
Yeah, I completely understand. What are you feeling, Jerry? Because this whole situation just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, things aren't adding up around here. The inconsistencies between people staying in a motel make sense, but the proprietor with what would seem pretty good notes that don't add up to recent events is suspicious. I didn't see any pages pulled from that book, so I wonder if he's got another book entirely underneath his desk there.
I looked whenever I passed by, but I must have had mud in my face or something because I didn't see anything. Sorry, I'm useless as tits on a board today. I'm sorry. Appreciate your help getting me out of there, though.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, he could always keep it in his room there. It's right adjacent to the reception. Definitely something to look into.
Yeah,
But,
he
and
had
I
two.
don't know, does he spend any time anywhere other than in his room? Maybe find a time he steps away.
I'm still wanting to meet his brother too, but I'll let you know. I tried. So whenever I came out of that trap door, there was two doors going off. I don't know if it's storage or what, or if it's bedrooms. There's two bedrooms. Maybe it's two bedrooms because it's him and his brother, but both of them were locked. And I know, my home, growing up, Pappy always said there ain't no locked doors in a home. You keep locked doors to the outside if you need to, but you never have locked doors inside. So it just kind of seems odd that, somebody walks out of their room and locks it, in such an, I don't know, maybe it's different with a motel, but you're from city, you tell me.
Well, I think the lock would be on the door between his area and the reception, so what you're saying makes sense to me.
All right, so Gerald, you said you're wanting to go clean up a little bit. Sounds like you guys want to go talk to that lady you saw. Is that what you're doing next? Yeah, but we don't want to take a bath.
We don't want to take a bath together, okay?
So there is a shower in your room. You can definitely clean off if you're wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so you guys clean off. It's early afternoon now, probably like 2 p.m. or something like that. You saw the room that she walked into. So what do you want to do?
I'd go knock at the door.
I would stay back a couple steps because Jerry is definitely the more handsome of the two.
All right, I'll put you in front of the door here. Oop. All right. So you knock on the door, and a few seconds later, there's she answers the door. It's the same woman you saw earlier. With being closer, you can see that her clothes are kind of frayed, but you can tell that despite that, she's definitely trying to maintain a clean appearance. So she opens the door and asks, how can I help you, gentlemen?
I tip my hat. I say, afternoon, miss. You mind if we ask you a couple questions? We've been looking for our friend, so anything that you might know might help.
Well, sure. What's your name?
The name's Timothy.
Oh, nice to meet you, Timothy. And you are? And she looks over at
John.
John?
John, man, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, I'm Sarah Bonner. And what can I help you with?
Well, have you seen well, I guess I should ask, how long have you been staying here? Last couple days, at least?
Oh, yeah, just a few days. I'll probably head off maybe tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm just staying here to take a rest from my long drive.
Well, us as well, but also we're looking for... Have you seen a guy in the last couple days? Pretty tall, above 6 foot, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Well, maybe that's... Are you talking about Mr. Dunstan over there? I guess he doesn't have blonde hair, but he's a rather tall gentleman.
No, not Mr. Dunstan. He's a younger fella.
I don't recall any such man.
Okay, well that's
you say he's gone missing?
Well, I guess missing. I I don't know about missing, but we're
Well-
supposed to meet him here. We can't find him. The other guy staying here says his buddy's not around.
Yeah, gentleman. He said he had dark hair and dark eyes and dresses real sharp. You might have seen him. The name goes by the name of Abraham.
Oh, I didn't see Abe, but I certainly know who he is by Jacob talking about him constantly. Just
Boy,
in the
talk
couple.
your ear off, huh?
Yes, I've only been here for a night or two and heard all about him.
Well, between that and the proprietor talking about people going missing, I guess that's why I spoke that way. You know of anyone going missing around these parts?
No, I can't say I do. She seems kind of uncomfortable.
Press her.
I'd say, I'm sorry, did I say something that doesn't sit right with you?
You notice that she's kind of like looking off in the distance at the lake. Every other sentence or so, she's kind of looking out at the lake. Oh, no, it's not you. It's just this place really gives me the creeps, and I think I'm gonna want to get out of here in the morning after a nice rest.
How long you been here, man?
Well, I showed up early yesterday morning. So I guess just the one day.
One of
But
them
it's-
cars over there yours?
Yeah, that Model T there, and she points to the Model T that's sitting there, and it's pretty battered up. Like it looks like it's been very well worn.
I'd say to her, well, I can see how you say this place gives you the creeps a little bit. Heard some weird descriptions. You hear anything weird at night last night?
Oh yeah, I think this place has rats. There's just lots of shuffling under the room. It sounds like, and I even see. I could have sworn I saw lights out on the lake too.
What kind of lights? Like a lantern or?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't look like any sort of lantern I've ever seen.
Did you say what was the description of this woman? Oh, never mind. My character. Never mind. My character wouldn't know that. Never mind.
Alright.
I was going to ask about Will o' the Wisp, but that would be not something a country boy would know. I thought maybe because I swear you described her as Irish, and I was like going to bring that up.
No, she's mixed race. So
Okay.
you can't really. It's unclear if she's Irish or something. But roll. I mean, if you want to know about that, you can roll a check for it.
A Cthulhu Mythos check?
No, it wouldn't be Cthulhu Mythos. It'd be more
Be a
like.
cult? Would it be craft?
I kind of want to
alcohol?
say natural world. Let's go with natural world. It seems like a.
All right.
Tales that some hunter or someone out in nature would be telling.
Are you sure that it's not a mechanical repair check?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, fuck you, game.
What do you mean? You just got that.
I know.
Right,
It's like,
he's failed
Like
everything else.
oh yeah,
I have
like something that's not really
65.
that important.
and
Yeah.
everything else. No, I have 65s, and I have 10 in this. And
So yeah,
ma'am, you ever heard tale of the Will of the Wisp before? It's the bright shining lights that kind of lure people towards them. Some people, they say they see them out in the swamps. You ever heard of that before?
it sounds familiar. Yeah, maybe perhaps that's what that is. It seemed very unnatural. Down there in the southern part of the lake. And I even saw Robert and his brother, William, I think is his name. He was wheeling him down there in his wheelchair the one night. Last night, I saw him through the window.
I was going to ask about him. We've heard about William, but we haven't seen him around. You know where he spends most of the day?
Well, I imagine in his room. He's a very frail old man. He seems to be wheelchair bound. Is there anything else I can help you gentlemen with?
Nah, Might wrap it up. Oh, what'd you say your name was again, miss?
Oh, I'm Sarah Bonner.
And when you came here, did he take your name down?
Well, yeah, I'd suppose any motel does the same. They keep a register.
And out of character, was hers one of the names I saw?
No.
Dun, dun, dun! She's next on the meal plan.
I just offer my hand out like for a handshake and say, well, thank you for the information you did have.
Well, it's my pleasure. I hope you enjoy your stay here. I'm gonna head back inside now. And
Thank you, miss.
she heads back in. So, at that point, I think we've reached a good point to stop. You've kind of done your initial investigations and can tell that there's something really weird going on here, right? So we'll pick up with our next session and probably try next weekend, and you can get into what's really going on at this motel.